This has been like the best week ever. Seriously, dude, like this is like the best week ever. It is. I don't know where to begin. I really don't know. I don't really know which day to begin to know when the happiness happened. So I guess I'll start on like Tuesday, because I really don't really remember what happened on Sunday or Monday. Tuesday, philosophy class. Great day in and of itself, because a day that brings philosophy is always a good day. Wednesday, oh, dude. Wednesday, oh my god, Wednesday was like the best day ever. It was raining, it was just pouring down, but it was just one of those days where I just wanted to like run home, grab my camera, and talk to you. On Wednesday, it was basically the day that I had my literature and identity class, and what my literature and identity class is basically is that. It's basically a whole big plethora of literature and how it relates to identity with specific emphasis on sexual identity. So basically it's gay studies with literature with these underlying facts, not underlying, like surrounding facts that influence, like race, class, gender, tradition, religion, stuff like that. But this week, the book that we had to read was trash. We had to read Loving in the Warriors by Sherry Moraga. And she's basically like this lesbian feminist woman, and it's just like, the book was like okay. It is not really worth all of the praise that it gets. It was published in 1985, and they talk about it like it's a classic. Basically, it's this whole woman's like life story or her views or whatever in poetry and prose. The whole bad thing about it is that the poetry and the prose are incredibly easy to read, and it doesn't really have significance. She really could just pick one type and just wrote that throughout the whole book, and it wouldn't really make it much of a difference. Another point that I really didn't like about the book was the fact that you can read the first 30 pages and get the point, and it's a 200-page book. Yeah, that book wasn't really all that good, and the thing that was great about it is that I walked in like, that book was trash, and then everybody was like, we know. Nobody in the class liked the book, and when people in the class complained about it, our teacher was like, let's have a conversation about it. And this is what I really wanted to come home and vlog about that on Wednesday. What is tolerance? Got a definition? You got it? Basically, the whole thing point about tolerance is that tolerance is not the same thing as acceptance. It's not the same thing. People need to be accepting. And it was just like a great conversation. It was a great discussion. Like, it was just a great thing. I just wanted to like run home and say, everybody, what is tolerance? I'll go into that in more depth in another video. Another thing that I learned on Thursday, philosophy. Something that I would find so freaking cool in a person is if they know philosophy, and we can have great philosophical discussions based on arguments and things. In class, I kept talking about how much I am very, 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 very anti-inductive arguments. And basically what an inductive argument is that you take a section of an entire group, you survey that, and basically the things that you find in that group is just the same thing of the whole majority. It's kind of like the basis of racial profiling, generalizations, stereotypes. So I don't really like it. And I was just talking about that in my class. So that was just a great day. Like days where I just get to talk about intellectual things and talk about things that I read and things like I learned and how I take it. And I just love talking to my professor. I love talking to my professor in class. And when he asks questions, he's looking at me. I feel so... I'm not going to lie, I feel weird because I'm like, people should talk to, because I really don't like just being the only person in the class that's talking. Friday, which is today. Dude, today was just like a good day too. Like, I finished my paper for my English class that's been hanging over my head for weeks. I did like the first 2 drafts, and then I finally just submitted the last final draft today. It was due today, and it's off my head forever until the next paper. And for the rest of the weekend, I'm going to read philosophy, which is always fun. Friday really was like the best day of this entire week, mainly because I went to the neighborhood with my friend Zola, you know, the girl from the other video, and basically we were just talking about a whole lot of stuff. Mainly we talked about the future and how we were going to see ourselves in the future, what are we going to do, like the recent future, kind of like basically when the weather gets warm, what are we going to be doing for fun, what things do we want to have accomplished by then. Me, by that time I consider myself well-read. I consider myself a very well-read person, but I just want to read a significant amount of books by the time spring hits. Zola, on the other hand, she's about to make some changes like really soon. Good changes. Like, I'm very, very optimistic about the future now. It's just like I'm just really, really optimistic about the future. I'm just happy. I'm just really, really happy. I don't seem like very happy. Do I seem like I'm happy? Yeah, I'm pretty stoked right now. I'm just... yeah. I don't know. I'm just like in a really, really good mood. And I like being in a good mood. I usually am in a good mood, but I'm just like, this week was just wonderful. Another thing that happened today on Friday, this wonderful Friday, I saw a friend that I haven't seen in a long time. My friend Rocky, she's a year younger than me, so I haven't seen her since I graduated. One of the greatest things about her is that, okay, she's 17, she's a senior, and she is wise, kind of beyond her years in a way. Like, she's very mature. She's very mature. I really, really love the fact that she's very, very mature. And I haven't seen her in a long time. Like, I really, really missed her. And mainly I missed her is because we have a lot of things in common and we're really close, but I think of her as my sister. And the reason I think of her as my sister is me and her share the same religion. And I don't want to sound like I'm like a crazy religious person that, oh my god, everybody who practices my religion is like my full-blood family. No, it's with her, it's kind of like a minority within a minority within a minority within a minority, and if you fit in that minority, it's kind of like, I don't want to call it belonging because that means that I feel out of place with my other friends, but it's just, it's different. If you're with another person who's Wiccan just like you and has the same things, and you don't have to, like, if you don't have to spell everything out if you're talking about things. Like, she told me about Venus and Moon aligning, and that won't really matter to anybody else but us. And I'm just like, God, I miss having pagan conversation. Like, I haven't had a good conversation religiously with other neo-pagans for like a good long time, and it was really, really just a great feeling to actually have that entire conversation with her. And I just soaked up every single bit of it. And basically the whole thing when I saw her was just like, no time has passed. We're just as close as we used to be. This has been like the best week ever, and I think it's just gonna get better from here on out. I'm really optimistic on like how my future and the futures of my friends are going to pan out. A lot of things seem like really like cloudy with some of my friends, but basically they just have to make certain decisions about the things that they want, and they're gonna be happy. I know they're gonna be happy, and knowing that my friends are gonna be happy, considering how much I love my friends so much, that makes me happy. So I hope all of y'all had like the greatest week that you could possibly have this week, because I did. I really had a really, really great week, and I hope you guys did too. Before I forget, I'm in the process of making 2 videos. One is for my subscribers, and it's not like a subscriber I love you video. It's kind of like where I'm from. I'm going to, no, I'm just going to let y'all see that. I'm going to keep y'all in suspense. Beep. And the second one is, let me just say, it's just visual media. I'm not going to be talking in it. I'm just going to let you know that. I will talk to you guys later, and peace, love, and video games. Comment, subscribe, and rate and things. See ya.